Out of my favorite place to violate, and I've already seen some snowmobiles. I've taken note the snowmobiles have started using the river, which is a good thing because it covers up my tracks. So I am running in the red, so I'm gonna get moving because I gotta get set up. So you can see they've been using the river to get back and forth. It looks like a highway. I gotta be careful going into the corners because they like to go as fast as they can, so they straighten out the curves in the river. You just want to go as fast as they can because there's no cops out here giving tickets. All right, well, I'm not going to call it defeat, but I'm not going to call it a victory either. In front of me is where I wanted to go, the island. Behind me is sunset. The sun went down about 15 minutes ago, so I don't have very much light left. Going over the ice now that there's been a fluffy pack of snow added to it and all kinds of racing snowmobiles going up and down, making it treacherous because the kids like to go as fast as they can on the snowmobiles and as tight as they can to the corners to get that cool drift sensation. So I had to settle for a little spot that is a little bit closer, but I've got the nice setup of trees, fallen trees around me to kind of provide a shelter from prying eyes, shall we say. So, but that's the island. Once again, the infamous island. And you can probably hear the snowmobiles. We'll go out and watch some later. But I got to get set up and get a fire started to dry off because I have sweat myself wet. So let me get a camera set up and we'll get that done. you can't see me. I'm not going to try. I'm trying to figure out if I'm visible from the river, and it looks like I almost kind of am. The problem is that tent glows like a nightlight. I don't know if you can see that or not. All right, well, it's been a rough one here, but I'm in the process of trying to get a fire going because my hands are cold. Yeah, I really should have gotten out sooner, and I completely underestimated exactly how much this tent glows. So I'm on low light right now. I have an idea of what to do, but I don't really know for sure how I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to shave up some shavings here so I can get a fire going. I'm using the bag for the stove as a catch-all to catch all my shavings so they don't go all over the ground and get lost and mixed up in the grass. I'm actually, right now, I'm actually in the swamp. In the summertime, I don't know if this would actually be someplace that I could do what I'm doing now and set up, but I can, just simply because everything's frozen. So I was trying to get to the island, and I did not anticipate the route that I took. I thought I was taking a route that would be faster than the other way that I went before, but that was not possible because they closed that side of the park. So unfortunately, I had to go in a different way. So the good news is that every time I do this, I learn a little bit more. Makes it a little bit easier next time. And I am planning on doing something different other than camping in here. Right now, this is what I've got available to me. And my hours at work changed, which is making it incredibly difficult because I have to be up to go to work at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And my position at work is going to change. I mean, it will mean that I'll get off earlier in the day, so eventually, but right now we're short of help, so I have to go in and learn my new job, and then do my regular job. So all right, so one of the things that I did, I went to go pick up a new saw, and I saw these things while I was getting the saw. This is like a potter's cup, like you would put new plants in. Like you plant tomatoes and you wait for them to grow and they become little babies and you put them in here, and then you take them and you transplant them in the ground, and this biodegrades. So what I thought I would do is, I thought would be a good idea, is I take the shavings and I put them in the cup, and this will make it a little bit easier for me to transfer the fire from outside to inside the stove. So we will see. I apologize for the lighting, but I'm trying to maintain a low profile. You saw all of the snow machines and they seem to keep stopping right out by where I'm at over here. So I don't know if they've seen me and they're like, you know, flagging me to their buddies or what's going on. Or if they're like, what's that over there? Is it a UFO? I don't know. This thing kind of glows like a UFO. So, all right. Let's get this going. That was fucking very nice. Okay. Okay. Why is the smoke coming out from here and not going up the fucking goddamn chimney? Probably I should check the admission of it. How's it gonna open? Oh. It's kind of smoky in here. With the door open, it was kind of blowing back in here, so I was getting a lot of smoke. But I got a fire going. Now I can warm my hands up. Okay. I don't mind telling you that absolutely nothing so far has gone smoothly. Fire has been nothing but a problem. The stove has been doing odd things. I discovered that the reason the stove has been doing odd things is partially, I think, because I may have cracked the rim around the part that goes into the stove where I put the pipes, because it was doing this weird thing where flames were shooting out of the top of it and the smoke was just coming in here, not going out the chimney. I got that fixed, or, you know, reasonably so. Oh yeah. Been trying to cook food. I got water on for my rice. I got some rice, so hopefully that will pan out. Of course, minor problem there. Poink. Okay. Where did that go to? There it is. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Because I'm ready for it. I have a vanilla porter. I have 6 of them, actually. Hadn't planned on drinking all of them, and I probably won't. I'll probably only have a couple, but... Well, used up all of my small wood. I'm probably going to have to chop up some more. Oh, that's good. Nice vanilla finish. I mean, it's not actually that cold. I'm just soaking wet. My boots are soaking wet. I'm gonna put them up on the fire. I got my gloves up there now. And I got my gloves up here drying. I sweat through everything and then had to trudge through the snow, so my boots are wet. My pants are a little bit, they dried off a little bit there with me screwing with the fire. Oh, nothing is going right. Except this. This is kind of hard to screw up. Get some avocado oil in here. Now, I wasn't really sure how things were going to go. Getting here late made it kind of hard. I was hoping to get to the island, and I was really hoping to have an outside fire and, you know, just use the stove overnight to kind of keep warm. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously start it up, but I'm trying to diversify my camps so that way it's, you know, not the same thing every weekend. So and I'm hoping I didn't drink all of my water while I was like dying of thirst while I was setting up, because I actually remembered the billy pot this time, and I got some coffee. It's actually instant espresso. Ooh, that's good. So for the morning. So I'm hoping I didn't use up all of my water doing this. Worst case scenario, should be able to find some clean snow where the Eskimos didn't go. Frank Zappa song. Okay, let's see here. Whale. Oh, this is going here. So what I'm gonna do, let me look at the water. I don't think that's boiling yet. It is getting warm because I saw steam coming off of it, but I don't think it was boiling. So let's go in here. Alright, so once that begins to boil, I got this here. This is flavored rice and quinoa. I think that's how it's pronounced. Quinoa? I have no idea. But I have this here. So I'm going to do that in there. And that should be good. And I have some Usinger's Andouille. My son told me that that's how that's pronounced. Andouille. So had to recall that. So these are Usinger's. I believe that's how that's pronounced. But this is a Wisconsin company. You can find them online. They don't pay me nothing for it, but they make really good sausages. They're like, you know, Wisconsin, like classic, standby, whatever. They're a good company. My company has done some work with their company and made some, you know, I think we sell some of their stuff. I'm not really sure, but But they make good sausages. I got my dad some for his birthday one year, or for Christmas one year. You can actually order them online, and they will mail them right to your house, like relatively quickly. So let's put a couple of those in there. Put that back in the bag. What else have I got in here? Oh, I got some butter. Save that for later. Alright, so quinoa is boiling away. Yeah, I definitely put too much water in there. But you'll let it slow simmer and it will reduce nicely. That's what cooks say, right? Reduce. It'll reduce nicely. Make me sound like I know what I'm doing when it comes to cooking. I mean, you know, I can keep myself fed. My son seems to think that I am good at cooking. I don't ever follow a recipe. I think of something in my head and I just do it. I'm like, that sounds like it would be good.
Very disappointing.
I'm like
You're just not a cook, bro. Can't cook rice? Rice. Seriously? You can't cook rice.
Put it back on. Let it continue to reduce. So I'll do that. Put a little salt in it, obviously. Let's put this lid here. Snap. I knew I'd forget something. I didn't bring a plate. We're gonna have to eat like savages out of the frying pan. Or go outside and cut a stick. I actually was hoping there would be a fire. And I had planned on using, minus the snow, this to cook the andouille. Maybe I'll just set them in it off to the side. It'll be a good andouille holder. It's like a fairly standard. You've got a little thingy, it slides down there, and you open it up. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. There, see? That would have worked just fine. And now I can put them just above the heat so they stay warm, but they no longer like are gonna, you know, they're not gonna burn up. So.
Time to face the facts, bro. You're just not a cook. That's all. Wait, am I on fire?
Vanilla Porter. It's by Breckenridge Brewery. I know most people don't like dark beer. I really enjoy dark beer. You know, a nice cold Guinness is really good. My boss at work, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home and have a Guinness," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm tired of Guinness," and da-da-da. I'm like, "Yeah, there comes a point where after you've had the same beer for a long period of time, and that's just how I am. I don't like to have the same thing over and over and over again, which is like, you know, with today's beer selection, we live in a wondrous age."
I mean, literally, you could drink a different beer every day for a year and never have the same one. There's so many different styles and types, and now with all the micro brews and the little, you know, the little mom and pop places that you know, they make their own, come up with their own recipe and just, you know, market it and, you know, make small batch. I mean, every place that I can think of, I mean, I can't really think of any place. I would have never thought that the town that I lived in Mundelein, Illinois, and I never would have thought that there would have been a brewery there. There is a brewery there. They make a really good IPA there too. I can't think of the name of the brewery off the top of my head. It'll come to me, but I mean, everywhere. It used to be that you'd go to places like California or Colorado, and that's where you would find microbrews, and now, I mean, they're everywhere. They're just about every major town in Wisconsin has a microbrew. Someone that lives in that town that, you know, decided they wanted to make a beer. So, you know, I mean, there's some beers that I hear guys talking about in their camping shows that I watch, and I really wish that I could get. I mean, they describe these beers, and it's like, I wish I could try that one, you know? There's one in Rochester, one of the guys that I watch all the time in Rochester. It's Small Plots with Kevin, and Kevin is always going on about this Space Kitty, and I honestly, I have in my plan book to go to Rochester, New York, so that I can get Space Kitty, and I'm gonna do a stealth camp there, and Space Kitty in the camera. Because, I mean, he's talked about it so many times, it's like, it's kind of like his go-to kind of a beer, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if I really have a go-to beer. I'm like every other red-blooded American man, I like beer, so, I mean, I have met very few beers I did not like, so. The rice and the quinoa, I'm gonna check it here. I think it's done.
Maria, come and look at this guy. He can't even cook a roast. He's a terrible cook.
No,
He can't even cook the rice.
still go a little longer. But
What? What'd I say?
so hey, check it out. Just realized I threw these in the bag too. Cheese curds. When you get them in the bag at the store, it's kind of like a big lumpy pile. I'm relatively certain that when they put them in there, they were like kind of warm, kind of melt into one another, but they come in various flavors as well. I still haven't been able to get anybody who is an actual born and bred, raised Wisconsinite to explain to me how you're supposed to eat these, other than buy them in the bag and just peel them off, you know, and nibble at them. I don't know if there's like a special way you're supposed to prepare them. These are bacon, sweet bourbon, and chipotle cheese curds. I am a huge fan of chipotle peppers. I really like them. I can taste the chipotle peppers, but you can't really taste the bourbon. Probably just as well. I can still hear that bird out there. This spot that I picked in here when I was coming in was completely like overrun with coyote footprints. I don't know if they were coming in here and sleeping. There was a couple of trees where there was no snow on the ground underneath the trees. So they were completely shielded from the weather. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was like one of their little hidey holes. Boy, will they be surprised when they come in here and find me in here. We'll find a reason to justify waiting on this. Sure brought napkins. Steaming. See it steaming? I don't know if you can or not. It's not incredibly hot, but it's kind of warm. Wisconsin andouille and Wisconsin cheese curds. The rice looks like it's boiling again, so maybe it's closer to done. It's spicy. It's Cajun andouille. So it's got some kick to it. Uh-oh. I'm trying to stir this. I don't want it to burn to the bottom. Burn to the bottom of the billy pot. Well, it must be heating up in here, if only slightly, because I can see the grass now. Before it was all snow. It looks like the grass is all the snow's all melting down. Hopefully it won't melt down to the point at which I'm back in a swamp. That would kind of stink. Oh. So last week I was unable to, I had my biological clock was all over the place and I was exhausted and I had to work on Saturday, so I didn't get to actually go out because by the time I got back from work it was dark. So I drove home in the dark and got back to the house and was like, it sucks. I really needed to be able to record and I couldn't, and then so I scrambled and thought, what can I do? And I know that nobody wants to see me telling you what's wrong with my life and all of the troubles and tribulations that I have to go through. And you guys don't come here for that. You come here for this. You come here for the cheese curds. You stay for the beer. You know what I mean? You come to see me burn my hands in the fire, and no, not really, but yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. You guys come here for, you don't come here to. It's not the Smith Media Outdoors Update Channel. You know what I mean? You come to watch me cook some food, have a couple beers, set up my stuff, see the, the land and the nature that I am in, and maybe watch me do a fire and build a fire, and then if you haven't done it a bunch of times, or you're not really sure how to do it, maybe you learn something from watching me doing it. Maybe get a tip here and there about how to quickly set up and pull down, and so, but I mean, I did the best I could. So even though I still had things to do today, I did my level best to get out here as quick as I could, and give you another video, because that's what you want from me. You want videos, and I get it, because I want to give you videos. It's just the kind of guy I am. You know me, team player. So, how about that rice, huh? It's been steady boiling. Every time I tested it, it's been kind of tacky, not really done. Let's check it again. The stupid stove is back puffing. Well, the good news is the water has reduced. It looks gnarly. Check this out. Can you see that? Uh-oh, I'm dripping rice on my bed. Still not done. Alright, well, I'm losing light. My lights are dying, and my battery doesn't seem to want to charge them, so I'm going to call this a night. I'm trying to get this stove going. Was able to get some mud out from underneath the bottom of the stove, and I put it on top of the stove around those holes that I thought were creating air problems, and it seemed to help a little bit, but I mean, who can really tell? It's kind of hard to tell. And I'm about to lose all of my lights, so it's like almost 11 o'clock anyways, way past my bedtime. I am going to get out of these boots, get into that sleeping bag, and hopefully not wake up to a dead stove that I have to get up and restart again. And be smoked out several times as I was earlier. So I will see you in the morning when I have light.
You have 13 notifications on LinkedIn. Thank you. Morning, everybody. Got down to about 7 last night. 6 or 7. I just had to stoke the fire back up. She seems to work really good as long as it's filled with coals. So, well, I really don't want to get out of this nice warm sleeping bag, but probably should. Did hear some coyotes last night, and I'm a little bit closer to that owl I heard last time. I'm thinking that that owl is out on the island. I think that's where he is. So, it's kind of steamy in here. Not steamy. It's because it's cold in here. But I think it's about 6 o'clock, 6:30. Sunrise is at like 7, so I don't know. We'll see. All right. It'll get a little bit warmer here before I get out of this nice warm sleeping bag. One thing I did find that I took my I didn't have any place to set my jacket, so I basically like wrapped the arms around the bottom of the sleeping bag so it wouldn't fall off into the snow on the ground. And in doing so, I discovered that wherever I had my jacket wrapped around me, it would like retain a lot more heat. So, I mean, this sleeping bag was still really warm, but at that point, my feet usually get cold in the night because, I don't know, poor circulation, I'm guessing. But, wrap my jacket around the footy part. It was all good. And as I was sockless most of the night because my socks were soaking wet when I went to bed. So I dried them out as best I could on the stove. And then I took them inside the sleeping bag because I didn't really want them to burn up on the fire. Because that would have been another thing that would have just made this trip kind of even more of a failure. Yeah, I don't think it was a complete failure. It was definitely trying, that's for sure. I'm gonna say that's ready. Alrighty. A little coffee. If I don't spill it all over myself, I'll be all set. Oh. Well, I've been outside. It's a lot colder outside than it is in here. So, getting ready to get this wrapped up and back into the toboggan sled. And I'd like to do some looking around, but I don't know. I gotta get home and get this into the edit machine. I still haven't looked at some of the footage. I don't know what it is I got of me setting up. Hopefully, I got it. I know I set the camera there, but it's so weird. I mean, I remember times when it's like I didn't think I got anything, and then I look at the footage later, and it's like it looks like it's still daylight out. I mean, it looks like it is now. You know what I mean? And then I look at things that I think. I mean, I can see myself, so you know. And no, there's nothing there, or the camera doesn't start, or you know, there's always some foolishness. But I'm gonna drink this coffee. I'm letting the fire kind of go down a little bit because I got to dump the coals out of this this stove. And the problem that I was speaking about before with the pipe on the stove not venting properly, I was absolutely right. With the wind and everything that's gone on this morning, the part of the stove jack that goes into the actual stove actually broke off. So I will be sending an email about that. But I'm gonna take it to there's a local person nearby my work that has signs out front that says welding, so I'm going to take it by there and say, you know, see if they can like spot weld it on there, or you know, weld it on there better than it was originally, and see how much that'll cost me. So that'll be an update for later. But I am going to finish this coffee. You can see I got this hat on. I don't like these hats. I brought it just because it's, you know, it's like a winter hat. It's supposed to be like warmer, and it is kind of warmer, but I just hate them because they, on my head, for whatever reason, I think I have a pointy head, they creep up. So they creep. So then, you know, I have all this exposed area that was once warm that is now cold. So, and I hate that. So that's why I like my baseball caps. My baseball caps, they don't creep up. They stay right where you put them, but I may end up taking this thing off because on the walk out here, by the time I got here, I was completely like drenched in sweat. So I'm expecting it's going to be a hot slog back, but I'm trying to figure out a different way to get here that that isn't quite so long way around, is more of a straight line. So, but the benefits of winter, yeah. This spot, I don't think this spot would be accessible or usable in the spring and the summer. And based on what I know about the bugs in this area, yeah, probably not pleasant. But I do have a new bug device that I'm looking forward to trying out. One of the other guys on that I watch on the tube, he turned me on to it from watching his video. So I yeah, I went to his links. Sure enough, he had a little link down the bottom there that I could go and get that item. Kill two birds with one stone. Support his channel and get something I need. So with that said, if you like content like this and seeing content like this and watching my shenanigans, if you find me entertaining, I try to be, without, you know, being too over the top. Which I don't really know what that is, but I mean, you know, I'm not going to dance or nothing, but if you really enjoyed, or if you just enjoyed, if you kind of enjoyed, if you enjoyed the content that I provided for you, if you like watching me do this kind of stuff, come on back. We're here relatively every Tuesday, barring, you know, natural disaster, freak weather phenomenon, you know what I mean? Law enforcement. So, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and give us a like, a thumbs up, you know, leave a comment If there's something you saw that I missed, as I like to say, if there's something you didn't see that you want to see, or something that you didn't really get a good look at, you know, anything like that. You just want to say hey, you know, leave a comment. It's cool. I try to answer everybody's comments as quickly as I can. I do work a full-time job, and last week I did 62 hours. So, you know, sometimes things slide a little bit. Sometimes I get home from work and I'm just like completely ambushed. I am completely bushed. No, ambush is a different thing. I'm just tired. And so I just like, you know, I like kick the boots off and flop down into bed and let out a great big sigh of relief. And then, the alarm's going off. It's time to go back. So, yeah, I mean, for everyone who has already subscribed and is, has been coming back to see me on a weekly basis. Again, I apologize for last week. It was one of those weeks where I was, you know, I had to work, and I didn't get off work in time to scramble all the stuff together and trudge out into the unknown, to where the wild things are. I mean, I hope to have some varied and interesting things for you to see. I have lots of plans. Unfortunately, one of my problems is I get lots of plans and lots of ideas, and I don't have any time to implement them. So I always want to do like way more than I have time in the day to do, until the thing with my landlady settles itself and I kind of have a better idea of where I stand, or I completely move and get a whole new place, which is something I'm considering. I can't really use any of my vacation days at work. Plus I'm starting a new and different position at work. So, you know, it's going to be at least another month or so before I can do that. So I'm going to have to continue doing the scramble in camp. So I'm going to endeavor to do a little bit better planning. That always makes all the difference in the world when you're able to plan things out and then execute those plans. So, but working 12 hours a day and getting up at 1 in the morning and all that other stuff, it just, by the end of the day, my brain is fried. So, and I'm exhausted and I just want to go to sleep. And it's difficult to, like, I can't get out anywhere to go look for stuff, so I'm reliant on Google Maps. Video. See that? See they're cutting that corner off? Now that would have been me on the inside corner. them not knowing I was on the other side.